Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, we're going to take a look at a series of solar flares, high-octane solar flares and CMEs that are Earth-directed, and they were felt almost immediately, completely engulfing planet Earth in energy from the Earth-facing side of the sun that's getting more and more active. We've seen a big increase in solar flares and CMEs today, and there's more on the way, intensifying solar activity. We're going to talk more about that over here at spaceweather.com. We've also been seeing an increase in monsoon activity out here in Arizona and up in Nevada, and yet another day in a row of a positive change in the elevation at Lake Mead. It's no longer sitting at record lows. Been seeing more rain out here in Arizona and Nevada. In fact, last night I recorded some of the monsoon activity yesterday evening. You can see some of the lightning here in southeast Phoenix that I managed to capture on video. This is from last night, and then I've also got some footage from a few days ago of the very active monsoon season. We haven't had an active monsoon season like this in quite some time, so the rain is definitely welcome. Last night we saw some lightning activity. I think that right there might have gotten close to the neighbor's house. Some of this lightning did look like it was cloud to ground lightning making contact with, I don't know, maybe the house or at least a tree. This one here didn't quite make contact with the ground, but you can see its point of origin right up there at the top. This is from a few days ago where there was no doubt the lightning made contact with the ground. This was another strong monsoon that went through the area. This one here was during the early morning hours. I took this video around 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're going to see lightning right over here. See this light pole? You're going to see lightning right there. I think it made contact with that light pole. The light pole was on. You can see the light on. And again, this was at 4 o'clock in the morning. And when I zoom in and take a closer look at this, what appears to be cloud to ground lightning, I think it at least made it all the way to this light pole right there. See how it kind of came down and wrapped around that light pole? Again, that was at 4 o'clock in the morning. That was a monsoon from about a week ago that looked like it made contact with a light pole about 100 yards from our home. Also in this video, I've got a brand new picture slideshow, new sky phenomenon photos, and from all around the world. But first, over here at the homepage of the website, the feature photo I used today was that very lightning strike that I just showed you guys that appeared to make contact with a street light. Looking at the Schumann resonance, you can see the 24-hour pattern still continues. At 10 o'clock Universal Time, the energy began, and it's still going on right now as I do this video. There's been multiple large spikes in the Schumann resonance in the last 72 hours. Right now, the origins of that energy is unknown. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano, and there's quite a bit of earthquake activity around the caldera at various seismographs. Albeit small earthquake activity, but nevertheless, it is earthquake activity at a supervolcano. You can see a fair amount of magma intrusion. That's the dark blue signatures you see. And then, of course, the red lines are earthquake activity. So we're seeing an increase in activity at the Yellowstone supervolcano. Right now, nothing major going on. Coming over here to nullschool.net, looking at the Sahara sand situation, you can see this cloud here in the center of the Atlantic Ocean that appears to be vertical. What I mean by vertical, it's longer than it is wide. It's extending out north to south more than it is east to west. It hasn't moved much since yesterday as it's starting to enter the southern Caribbean, but right now, the way things look, the environment out here in the middle Atlantic Ocean is getting more and more favorable for the formation of hurricanes. So we could see an increase in hurricane activity here in the next few days, in the next 72 to possibly 96 hours. It's fairly clear in the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico, and it's starting to clear out some out here in the Atlantic Ocean. Coming over here to the Space Weather Prediction Center, looking at the GOES X-ray flux, you can see an increase in the solar flare activity in the last 24 hours. There's been a couple of Earth-directed M-class solar flares, one coming from this area right here, this active region that's loaded with energy, and there was also an unusual event, a plasma cloud that erupted near the equator in the western hemisphere of the sun, and they show a small video clip of that dark plasma cloud right there that does have an Earth-directed component. This energy was detected by the ionosphere of Earth. This solar flare you see see right here was also detected by the ionosphere almost instantly. And I've got a video that I want to share with you guys of all of this Earth-directed energy from the Earth-facing side of the sun. Here's the solar flares. This was an M2 class solar flare. Let me pause it here for just a second. The dark area you see here on the map is the dark side of the Earth. Over here where it's all blue, this is the daylight side of the Earth. And you can see the energy that was Earth-directed from the recent solar flares, and a shockwave that came towards the Earth completely swallowed the Earth, at least temporarily, and there's more energy on the way. That was the first M-class solar flare from the SOHO LASCO C2 instrument, and that was the insert right there of the ionosphere that detected the energy almost instantaneously. And here was the large dark plasma cloud that came off the surface of the sun over here on the western limb of the sun, or at least in the western hemisphere of the sun right there. Let me show you that one more time. Right there's that dark cloud that does have an Earth-directed component, and there is a chance of geomagnetic storms here in the next 48 hours from this flurry of recent solar activity that once again is Earth-directed. So high-latitude sky watchers, be on the lookout for the possibility of auroras here in the next 24 to 48 hours, quite possibly even up to 72 hours. Also in this video, I've got a brand new picture slideshow, new sky phenomena photos, and videos sent in from all around the world. First segments of videos sent in by Be Humble out of Pennsylvania, who also noticed some lightning in Pennsylvania here recently. This lightning was bright orange, as the lightning that I shared with you guys was kind of purple. This had an orange component. And this next segment is also a video clip sent in by Mark and Tara out of Mount Washington, Kentucky. You can see this jumbo cloud is absolutely supercharged with lightning, non-stop lightning that went on for an extended period of time in the skies of Mount Washington, Kentucky here recently as storms were moving through the area. Here's an example of sheet lightning that we've been talking about. Video sent in by Rick D. Not sure of the location, but see how the light looks like it's got a perfect straight line down the center of it. That's called sheet lightning, and that light is being directed by the clouds. You can see that right there. It's similar to crepuscular rays that we see sometimes at sunrise or sunset. Kyle K. out of Auburndale, Florida, unedited photo of a bright pink sky. Eric G. out of Baltimore, fiery orange sky. More than likely that's associated with the Sahara sand. And here's another example of what we call the split sky phenomenon. It's just the light being directed by clouds. Photo taken by JNet from right out here in Phoenix, Arizona. Bright orange sky on the left, and then dark shadowy sky on the right. Then you've got a line right down the center. Another example by N.D. Martin of the split sky phenomenon. Not sure of the location. Joe Bob out of Pennsylvania sent in this video clip of a very intense double-decker rainbow out of Pennsylvania. Mike out of Lake Conroe, Texas. We've got a horizontal arc or something in the sky above Lake Conroe, Texas. Very intense at that. And this next observation was by Van K out of Greenville, South Carolina. He looked up and the clouds were swirling in the sky directly above his location. They weren't making contact with the ground. Looked like some sort of a vortex in the sky rotating above Greenville. And here's a small video segment of that sky as the clouds were swirling above his location in Greenville. Brian out of Mifflin, Pennsylvania. Yet another very intense double-decker rainbow. Here's another view of that rainbow. The sky almost looked orange in that photo. Kelly out of Tennessee noticed what looked like dual suns at sunrise. Tanya G out of Tri-Cities, Washington. Sun here very low on the horizon. Looked pink on this day. I don't know if that's sunrise or sunset, but that's a very cool photo. Great job, guys. Keep the photos and videos coming. If you have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. If you happen to have a video you'd like to share and it will not attach to the email, you can come over here to the homepage of the website, click on this red banner, and you can drag and drop your video right into this red tab here. Simply follow the prompts. Please include your first name, location, and date. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.